And welcome back for our final session of Love 'em and Leave 'em Professional Learning Center's teacher training course. Now, listen, this is one of the most important training sections that we can have, okay? This is our behavioral strategies for challenging, what we're calling challenging children. In other words, this is the order of discipline in our facility, okay? Now, let's talk first about challenging children. How is it that some teachers can get results from challenging children while others can't? All right. Before you label a child, yell at a child, tell on a child, or send a child to the office, I need you to ask yourself, is there anything that I could be doing better? Listen to those words. And I'm taking my time here on purpose. Before you label a child, yell at a child, tell on a child, or send a child to the office, I need you to ask yourself, is there anything that I could be doing better? Okay? So before we look at this child and say, this child is not doing what they're supposed to be doing, can you honestly say that I've been doing everything that I'm supposed to be doing? Okay? Now let's talk about this for a minute. When it comes down to it, first things first. Am I doing everything I'm supposed to do? Was there a teacher directly interacting with the children when whatever offense this child did took place? Okay, remember, we're supposed to love, interact, and educate all day, every day. So if there's no teacher interacting with these children, then that means, yes, these children are going to act out. We should have a teacher somewhere directly involved interacting with the children throughout the day. Okay, now, this is important. If a teacher needs to leave the room, if there's two of you in the room and a teacher needs to leave the room, all other responsibilities should be placed on hold, particularly if you're talking about younger children. Okay, you got those 2-year-olds, you got those 3-year-olds, they're low threes, you got those 1-year-olds, you got those infants. If there's two of you in the room and one of you needs to leave for any reason, whatever other responsibilities were going on, you were cleaning up the tables from lunch, you were doing backpacks or whatever the case may be, all of that needs to stop. You need to go get involved with the children. Okay, personally interact with the children. Okay, that's important. Interacting with the children is the first priority. Now, this understanding alone will help eliminate many common incidents. If you get a lot of incident reports, that interaction is probably not happening like it should. Okay, I know we've already been through that, so I'm not going to go back through those details. But before you go into the discipline, this child is bad. I got to tell his mom, I got to tell his dad. Before you go into all that, have you been interacting with the children, or has someone been there interacting with the children? Okay, that's the first thing. Second, do I know this child's primary love language? Do you know this child who's acting out? Do you know their primary love language? If their primary love language is human touch, have you shown them that you love them by touching them in a positive manner? Okay? Have I shown them that I love them in that way? Maybe it's positive affirmation. Maybe it's human touch, quality time. Have you shown this child that's acting out that you love them? See, all the stuff that we went through before is for this moment right here. Okay? The next question is, have I been truly prepared for the activities in my classroom for the day? All right. Have I been on schedule and on task? Have I kept my children busy throughout the day? Have I been using transitions consistently? Okay. Have I been expecting them to sit and be still and be quiet? We can't get adults to sit still and to sit quietly unless they're on their phones. Okay, guys, we need to do our part first. Okay, next question is, have I expressed any positive things that this child has done for today or for this week? Have I expressed any positive things that this child has done today or for this week? Have I expressed at least 4 positive things for every 1 negative thing that I've expressed with this child? Okay, if I haven't, let me go back and start pouring on the praise for the good things first before I put them in trouble, before I call their parents, before I write a bad note to email to their parents. Have I been saying 4 good things for every 1 bad thing? Okay? That means you got to work. You got to try really hard to catch them doing good things. It might be small things. Oh, thank you so much for sitting quietly. Oh, thank you so much for putting your trash in the trash can. Oh, good job, buddy. Sitting there smiling. A good job sharing. Okay, guys, you got to be able to look. Have you been giving this child positive praise for anything that they've done today? Okay, because if they don't get your positive energy, they will take your negative energy. Let me say that again. They're going to get your energy. Either you're going to praise them for what they do good, or you're going to reprimand them with energy for the things that they do bad. But they want your energy. Okay? So please consider these things. Last question is, have I maintained a positive environment? Or have I been using no, don't stop and quit a lot today? Okay? Do I actually believe that this child deserves a label? If you believe this child is bad, if you believe this child is ADD or ADHD, if you believe this child is just autistic and there's no hope, then it's going to create how you deal with them. Have you actually maintained a positive environment in this classroom? Now, if you've done all those things, okay, and two other things. Have I made sure all their needs have been met? Aha. Okay. Especially when you're dealing with young kids. You know, maybe they're hungry. Test them. Yeah, I know they just ate lunch 20 minutes ago and we got a schedule to keep here. But they may not have eaten all the lunch. They're just hungry. Throw some crackers in front of them. Throw some Cheetos, cheese balls. Cheese balls are everybody's if they can eat it. You know, there's some allergies out there. But if they can eat cheese balls, throw some cheese balls in front of them. If they're hungry, they're going to eat those cheese balls. Okay? That's a way to find out, do they have needs? Have I met all their needs? They have physical needs. They have intellectual, emotional, and social needs. Have I met all their needs? And how do I sound when I'm talking to these children? Okay? Do I sound like that drill sergeant? Do I sound like that police officer? Do I sound like that demon? Or do I sound like an open, loving individual? Okay? Once you've asked all those questions, guys, that means that you've done your part. If you can say, yes, I've done all that, then you've done your part. Then, once you've established that you've done your part, consider these things. When I set this discipline in place, because now it's time to get some discipline. When I set this discipline in place, what is this child learning? Okay? What correction is fair for the offense that they just did? All right, keep in mind that timeout must equal no more than 1 minute per their age, per year of their age. So if they're 3 years old, their timeout can be no more than 3 minutes. If they're 4, their timeout can be no longer than 4 minutes. If they're 5, their timeout could be no longer than 5 minutes. Okay? Next question to ask is, what caused the child to act in this manner? You got to consider these things. Okay? A lot of times if I'm in the room, and I don't know if any of you guys have seen me working with you, a lot of times if I see a kid acting out, you literally see me just put my hands on my chin and just stop and think, what's going on with this kid? I might ask the teachers that's been in the room, what's been going on with him? What's happening with her? You have any idea why she's acting like this? Okay? Am I addressing all points and angles in this situation? There are times that we walk up on a situation, we see a kid hitting a kid, but it might be that the kid is hitting the kid because the other kid hit them first, or the other kid took their toy, or the other kid did something that they have. Am I addressing all points and angles? Before I punish this kid, did I see everything? Okay? Make sure you're doing that, guys. And am I correcting out of anger? All right? No matter what the reason is for your anger. Maybe management has corrected you and reprimanded you. And so now you're angry and now you're putting all the kids in timeout. Okay? Maybe this one particular kid did something that really bothered you today. They peed on their pants and now you got to change their pants. Even when they pee in their pants, guys, you don't have to get angry. It's like, hey, you just made a choice. Go change your clothes. But that may have actually upset you. So now when they're back at the table, bam, I'm upset. And now am I disciplining this child out of anger? You're not going to get nothing for the rest of the day, for the rest of the week. Okay, you got to consider all these points whenever you're looking at discipline. Once you've done all that, guys, the order of discipline is really simple. Okay, first things first, bam, Show children how they can be helpful. Hey, Timmy, it would really help me if you sit down like the rest of the class. Okay, once that's done, Timmy doesn't respond. Bam, you state your expectations of their actions. What that means is just get a little bit more firm about it. Hey, Timmy, I need you to sit down right now. Okay, that's stating your expectations. All right. After that, now you offer a choice. You have to offer a choice. Okay, we can't force anyone to do anything, not even these kids. All right, but once we offer them a choice, now they get to choose. Timmy, if you don't sit down, you're gonna have to go to timeout. Now Timmy has a choice. Okay? Or if you're dealing with kids, and I love the red face, yellow face, and the green face. The faces are on green, you tell them, hey, Timmy, if you don't sit down, I'm gonna have to move your face from green to yellow. Okay? Now that should mean something over time. And if you haven't had that training yet, then we'll go over what that means and what should be happening with those different phases. But when Timmy starts to get that understanding, Timmy's making a choice. Okay? Offer a choice. After that, if they don't respond, then you're going to let them experience the consequence of their choice. That's all it is. You chose this, you got to go to timeout. You chose this, I got to move your face. We don't have to fight about it. You made a decision. Listen to me and listen to me closely. You have to be consistent with your discipline. All right? If you're not consistent with your discipline, if you tell this child, if you don't sit down, I'm going to have to put you in timeout. If you tell them that and they don't sit down and you don't put them in timeout, they will not listen to you for the rest of the day. They may not listen to you ever. Okay? They're going to try you over and over and over and over again. The moment you tell a child, if you don't do this, this is going to happen, you're giving them a choice. You have to make sure that they experience those consequences, moving their face from here to here. And if their face is on yellow, there are things that they cannot do when it's time to do it. You got to let them experience that. If they go from yellow to red, if they went to red, there are things that they cannot do. You cannot let them do it. If you let them do it, then when you move their face, it has no meaning. Okay? I'm saying this. I know I'm taking some time on this. This is important. Okay? So now, once they've experienced the consequence, bam. Now, keep in mind, once they've experienced the consequence, it's a clean slate. All right? If they went to timeout and they did their time in timeout, boom. When they come back to the circle with everybody else, cool. Everything's cool. We back square one. Bam. Now, you go back through the cycle again. Timmy, it would be helpful if you would sit down with the rest of the students. Timmy doesn't listen to you. Okay, Timmy, I need you to sit down with the rest of the students now. Timmy doesn't listen. Timmy, if you don't sit down, you're going to go to the front office. Okay, why? Because we already let him experience the consequence of timeout or experience the consequence of his face being moved. Obviously, if you got faces, you can go from green. You can go from the green face to the yellow face, and then you let them go through it again. You can go from the yellow face to the red face. Once they're on red, now everything is a front office referral. Now, as you've gone through that, if they come back from the front office, and when they go to the front office, we're going to act like we real mad, real disappointed, really hurt. Oh, raw. You sit down. You sit down right now. We're going to put our hands on our hips, and we're going to stomp around the office like we're really mad. All right? But the kids should hate coming to the front office. All right? So now the next time you go, when they do get returned back to class, then you go back from the beginning. You say, Timmy, I need you to sit down with everybody else. All right, Timmy, it would really help me if you sit down. Timmy, I need you to sit down with everybody else right now. Timmy, if you don't sit down, I'm going to send you back to the office, and she's going to call your parents. All right? If Timmy doesn't sit down, you send Timmy right back to the office. You stand in the hallway, Miss Erica, Miss Alana, Mr. LeBron, Miss Jackie, Miss Valerie, please come get little Timmy. When they get little Timmy the second time, they're going to call Timmy's parents. Listen to this now. They're going to call Timmy's parents. Let me tell you why this is important. Because if we're calling Timmy's parents, now Timmy's parents need to be able to get on that phone and say, Timmy, if you don't get right, I'm going to get you. You know you're going to get a whooping, or you're not going to play with your phone or your tablet or whatever. They need to be responsible for motivating Timmy. Okay? If they can't motivate Timmy, Timmy goes back to class. When Timmy comes out of class and Timmy comes back and he's still acting a clown, whether that's hitting or whatever the case is, now Timmy gets suspended for a day. What does that mean? Now the parents have paid for childcare. They're going to work. Now, somebody got to miss work. Somebody got to work at home with little Timmy at the house. Now, somebody going to get little Timmy together, or they're going to get to see how little Timmy acts. Guys, if we follow this order of discipline, I'm telling you right now, everything will eventually smooth itself out. All right. Now, I do have to point out once again, remember, physical discipline of any kind will result in immediate termination. Okay. So definitely, you do not have to hit the kids. You do not have to shake them. You don't have to grab them by their hair and teach them a lesson. That's not the job. Okay. The job is just to follow this order of discipline. 7 simple steps. Leave everything after step 4, leave it to the front office. Okay. Guys, I hope that this makes your job 500 times easier. Okay. I hope that this makes your career in childcare more exciting. And I want you guys to know that we believe in you. We believe that you can be all that you want to be when it comes down to being a phenomenal teacher. And we hope that these tools have given you the spark that you need to take your classroom to the next level. If you have any questions at any time, any concerns, anything like that, please don't hesitate to let us know. Okay? Any of us in the front office will be glad to take your concerns on. And let me tell you, if you have a problem personally with any management member, feel free to contact me directly. All right? You can contact me directly. Just let the management team know I need to speak to Mr. LeBron if you're not comfortable with anybody else. Do know we trust our managers. But if you're really having any issues, feel free to give me a call. Okay? Thank you so much for your time and attention. Be sure to answer the questionnaires so that way we can know that you got the base points out of this training sessions that we put forth before you. All right? Thanks so much and have a great day.